guys, how's it going? So, I got a little bit of a R&B type groove for you here, in that you've got the kind of constant 16th notes that you find a lot in that style, and a really kind of simplistic, kind of minimalistic bass drum thing going on, but kind of tough to pull off, especially at faster speeds. And then at the beginning there, I was doing a little bit of noodling, and it kind of went into more of a kind of rocky vibe, sorry. But anyway, but we're going for an R&B type groove, come on. So anyway, but we 1E and a 2E and a right hand, going pretty much consistently. These grooves are quite challenging because the right hand's going a lot, and making that go for long periods of time can be difficult. So a little tip for these kind of grooves where you've got lots of right hands is every so often give your right hand a break. And what we've done right at the end of this groove is I've put in an open hi-hat, which afterwards has a note missing. Normally you play 16 hi-hat notes in a bar in 16th notes. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and that'd be 16 notes. But we're going to go 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and lift up our foot, playing open hi-hat, and then we're going to play nothing on the of 4. So we've actually got a little bit of a gap for a right hand to go, whew, and then it kind of starts again. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E, 1E. And that gives our right hand a little bit of a break. Even without the open hi-hat there, just 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and 1E and a 2E. Having that 4E and a little bit of a gap in there gives our right hand a break, and is going to help you basically survive playing these grooves for long periods of time. So that's the right hand pattern. Anyway, in terms of the kick and the snare drum's going to be on beats 2 and 4. So 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and. So that's fairly simple. Got a bass drum on beat 1. So 1E and a 2E and then the trouble comes in. We have 2 bass drums, and they're coming in on the a 3. So coming a 3. So 1E and a 2E and a 3. So coming in there, just those 2 together. Now, great exercise, just trying to work on that hi-hat and bass drum and doing it twice. Because the whole way through, you probably noticed with my right hand, I'm kind of accentuating a little bit those kind of 8th note downbeats. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and there's a little bit of that going. And my right hand's got this down-up motion. That makes it drive a little bit, rather than it just being like a programmed beat, which is just like the same volume the whole way through. Whereas I've got so I've got this little bit more of a chaka chaka chaka. Again, it's not written in as accents, more a kind of subtle kind of addition you can add into the groove there with that loud soft thing going on. And what we've got is on that beat, a 3. I've got that soft loud happening on the hi-hat. And you can do the same thing on the bass drum. You can either have them the same volume, or you can have it a gum and add a little bit of that dynamic flavor into it, which makes the groove just feel a little bit better. So if you can get that in there, just it adds to it. Not necessarily needed, but it just just adds a little bit more to the groove. So anyway, breaking it up into another way of thinking about it, you could split it into 4 parts. So you could have 1E and with the bass drum on the first beat, 1E and Then you could have 2E and So that beat 2 there, snare, hat, and then with the bass drum, 2E and That's that kind of second part. And then part 3, you got bass E and same as part 1. And then the last part, snare E and 4E and. So the snare and the hi-hat, open hi-hat. So you can see that's another way of kind of slicing it apart to help you put it together. So 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and nothing happening on So give your right hand a break. So, and then you put them together. And the trouble being, part 2 into part 3, 2E and 3E and I'm trying to get that bass drum part in there. So that's the full groove. I'm going to play it a little bit faster now. I'm going to put some little fills and things with it as well. Try not to go into rocky stuff. That tends to happen naturally for me. Stop. But try and do a little bit more of the kind of R&B type stuff. So again, rather than going for the big kind of type fills, it's the very subtle, and you get this kind of rudimental things on a hi-hat are really, really common in R&B music. So say you're doing this groove. So you got those kind of patterns happening. So it's like, think of doing like little fills on the hi-hats. And if normally you go, just do it on your hi-hat. those kind of vibes that you're going to be looking at. So anyway, I'll play this groove a little bit and show you where I'd take it in a musical setting. And I want you to do the same thing. Just be playing the groove, try and put some fills, do some grooves, put a crash cymbal with it. A lot of people get these grooves down and they never venture out. So don't just play the groove so you can get it right. You want to be able to manipulate it and throw it into your playing, no matter the tempo or speed or style even. You know, you could do this on a completely different style of music. Anyway. And there we go. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.